Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is YAYY and today I have another swatch and comparisons video for you. So today we're going to be talking about the HOLO TACO Underglow collection. This consists of 6 shimmery polishes that are not limited edition. However, what is limited edition is the collections box. So if you're a box collector, make sure you grab it while it's still available. As a disclaimer, I did not purchase this collection myself. HOLO TACO was kind enough to send this over to me in PR. I am not obligated to create any content or post any content, but here we are, and without further ado, let's get into swatches. Starting off with Moon Lagoon. This is a light aqua base and a pink micro shimmer running throughout. HOLO TACO is saying that this entire collection are jelly based, but this one coater right now, it looked very fulfilling, not very jelly base coated, you know. The formula felt thin, almost a little liquidy. Something about this formula is different. 2 coats gave me good coverage for this one. Those with longer nails may see visible nail line and may need more coats, or a blurring base could help with that. This one specifically felt more like a normal polish versus a jelly polish, but I don't believe HOLO TACO has too much experience with jelly polishes. With these shimmers, I noticed that you can see the brush strokes, so just keep that in mind if that's an issue for you. I'm not really sure how you can combat that though. And then at extreme angles, the pink shimmers transition to a light orangey color. And then here it is with a matte top coat. The other half does not have a top coat at all. Moving right along, we have Shadow Lake. This one is very deceiving. On the bottle, it looks fully blue, but when you apply that first coat, you see that gray base. So this polish is a gray base with blue micro shimmers. And I will say those blue micro shimmers really overpower as you build this polish up, and you barely see the gray base. Of course, this one's another jelly base, so you definitely can tell that in the first coat it was extremely streaky and blotchy. So the second coat did cover up the first coat nicely. However, I still saw some bald spots here and there. I will say with the second coat, because of the blue micro shimmers, it almost completely distracted from any of the blotchiness that I noticed in person. When I hold my nail up towards the light, I do see a little bit of that blotchiness that I saw on the second coat with the third coat, but in person, I'm not looking at my nails towards the sun or towards any light source. I'm looking down on my nail, and from that aspect, the blue micro shimmer really distracts from anything. But also these are jelly based polishes, so I have to keep in mind that full coverage may not be the intended goal with jelly based polishes. Next up, we have Swan Song, and this is a milky white jelly base with blue micro shimmers. And because of the blue micro shimmers, it kind of has this yellowy tint to it. So along with the jelly properties, not only is it intended to be sheer, right? But because it's a milky white, it's very sheer. So right off the gate, I knew that I'm gonna need more than 2 coats for full coverage. If I even get that. And hey, foreshadowing, no, I don't get that in 3 coats. So my caveat with this polish is that despite it being a jelly polish, I feel that it should have the same properties to level out and not be streaky when applying, to reduce the blotchiness, especially in jelly polishes. So yeah, I have a textured thumb, but I feel like especially a white jelly polish should apply smooth and even itself out as it dries. I don't feel like I got that with this one, and resulting with the third coat still showing a little bit of dark patches that showed unevenness. Don't forget to take those vitamins for that vitamin glow. Here we have Vitamin Glow, which is a light blue jelly base with pink micro shimmers and scattered hollow. The more I keep swatching this collection, the more I'm thinking that this formula is different than the retro collection jelly based polishes that they released for their anniversary collection. These ones feel more loose, whereas the retro collection felt a little on the thickum side. So first coat is the blotchiest, and then second coat did a good job at patching some things up that the first coat had going on. However, even with the second coat, I saw some bald spots on the sides of my nail and near the cuticle. And then I went in with the third coat that gave me full coverage. So the trend right now is that the lighter shades tend to need a little bit more finessing to get a nice even finish. At certain angles, the pink shimmer shifts to an orangey green color. Next up we have Phantom Call, and this is a mauve purple jelly base with a brassy orangey pinkish micro shimmer and scattered hollow. In my eyes, this one is the Ghost from Christmas Past for the collection, seeing how it's technically a holiday collection, but not really. It's more winter-esque. So unsurprising, first coat for this darker colored polish was sheer but not streaky. Second coat really covered everything up for me, and the only way I see some lighter areas is when I bring my nail up towards the light. But I did go in with the third coat to see how much of a difference there is. The purple base definitely deepened. So HOLO TACO says there's this pink shift to it. However, I had a hard time capturing the pink on my camera. I had to do it from my phone, and that required very low lighting and my nail facing said lighting. And even in the sun shot, I didn't really see pink as the primary. I see that orangey shimmer as the primary color for the shift versus the pink. Last but not least, we have Cloud 9, and this is a baby pink jelly base with cyan micro shimmers running throughout. And holy frosty, this polish is so icy looking. I didn't think that the shimmers was going to be so distracting on coat 1, but hey, here we are. So 2 coats looks like it did full coverage, especially with the shimmers distracting you from any mistakes that there are in there. But of course, there are some dark areas throughout the nail that I noticed, and so I went in with a third coat, and even then I still see some dark areas. This one's very similar to Swan Song in that you might have to do more than 3 coats, or you have to put on a blurring base coat in order to help it. Something with this polish, it's also giving me that glazed donut look, especially on the first coat, and I honestly prefer this polish in 1 coat because it looks so much more icier and the pink is just paler. And then I did want to test out Swan Song and Cloud 9 just to make sure it's not just my thumb that's fucking around and making it hard to apply these polishes, you know? Is it the formula that could be better, or is it user error, right? So I applied Cloud 9 on my pinky and my pointer finger, and then Swan Song on the middle and ring. And even those required 3 coats, and you can still see some bald spots or patchy areas. The only exception is my pinky with Cloud 9, but I'm guessing it's because it's a very small nail. Moving on to how these polishes look in the sun and in the shade. Up first, we have my right hand with Cloud 9 and the ring finger, Phantom Call in the middle, and Vitamin Glow on the pointer. And this is being recorded with my phone, so for some reason phone cameras really amplify the shimmering effect. And then here's that same hand in the shade. Phantom Call really leans more on the yellow orangey shimmer versus that pinky orange that HOLO TACO talks about, and I still can't really find it in the sun or not in the sun. And then my left hand pointer finger has Shadow Lake, middle has Swan Song, and ring has Moon Lagoon. And again, the shimmers are really amplified here because of the phone. All of these nails are 3 coats and no top coat. And in here you can kind of see, specifically in the sun, you can see the little blotchiness that some polishes hold, specifically the ones that are lighter shade. And then here's that same hand in the shade. It's not really much of a difference, but I think with Swan Song you can see the blotchiness a little bit more in the shade. So yeah, let's move on to comparisons. Alright, so for comparisons for Moon Lagoon, I don't have anything like this. However, I can compare it, the base color. Yeah, and with that, I have HOLO TACO's Happily Ever Aqua, which they're both aqua-y shades. However, the main difference is, you know, this is full-on holo and this is a micro shimmer. And then on par with that one, I have Mooncat's Full Scream Ahead, which is very similar to HOLO TACO's Aqua, Happily Ever Aqua. So yeah, I don't have anything like this. I won't be doing the swatching of it. So just from the bottle, you can see I don't have anything similar to this one at all. I know Mooncat has an Earth to Gaia, and that could be very similar, but I don't own that polish. So moving on to Shadow Lake. This one is a gray blue, and this one's a gray blue, if you will. So I will show swatches of these because I believe they are very similar. Okay, so here's HOLO TACO Shadow Lake. This is Mooncat's Misery, is my favorite color. They're still very different despite having a gray blue tonality to it. The blue shimmers are different, the size of the shimmers are different, and the base color. Like this one, you could tell it's a jelly base. It's very sheer, and this one is not. Okay, moving on to Swan Song. I have a little bit more to compare it to. At first, I thought of Mooncat's Ghost of Hecate, or they're both technically whites with a blue shimmers going throughout. It's just the way the blue shimmers are presented is different. And then this one's rather recent, but because this has a little yellowy tint, I thought of comparing it to something similar-esque, which is Green Eyed Monster. This one's a glow in the dark. This one is not. This one has blue shimmers. This one has green shimmers. So not exacts. So then I thought, what if we can try to recreate it on ourselves with HOLO TACO's Milky White Shimmer and HOLO TACO's Freezer Burn, which is a topper. And you'll see that in swatches. In the middle we have Swan Song. To the right we have Mooncat's Ghost of Hecate. To the left we have Mooncat's Green Eyed Monster. And on the top I mixed together HOLO TACO's Milky White Shimmer and Freezer Burn Topper to try to replicate Swan Song. And you can tell these are all very different. I don't have anything at all similar to this. I know Mooncat does have another like pearly white with blue shimmer, but I don't own that one. Moving along to Vitamin Glow. The one I immediately thought of that it would look similar to was another Mooncat polish. And this one is Mercury in Retrograde. It's kind of have that cornflower blue look going on and similar colors in terms of shimmers. This one's a magnetic. This one is not. And then another one that reminds me of it is Island Pea's Rain Shower. This one is more of a baby blue, like a true baby blue base. And then it has these red shimmers going throughout. So not exacts, but if you can bypass the shimmer colors, I think you're golden. And then lastly, since this kind of leans a little bit purplish too, I thought of Mooncat's After the Rain, and seeing it in the bottle, you can tell these are not similar whatsoever. This is more of a true purple. This looks blue. So yeah, not exacts. So in the middle, we have Vitamin Glow. To the right, we have Island Pea's Rain Shower. To the left, we have Mooncat's Mercury in Retrograde, unmagnetized. And up above, we have Mooncat's Fields of Lavender. And the closest one is seeming to be Island Pea's Rain Shower. It's just the blues are ever so slightly different. This is much lighter, and this looks more of a muted blue in a sense. And then these lean a little bit more on the purple side. And even if I tilt this here, yeah, these shimmers are very similar, but that's about it. Moving on to Phantom Call. I don't have many like this whatsoever. but I do have some that are slightly similar, and the first one I thought of is Mooncat's Take Me to Your Leader. It's that purple base, but that orange shimmery going throughout. Mooncat's is just more prominent than HOLO TACO's here. HOLO TACO's almost leans yellow compared to Mooncat's. And then another one I thought of in Mooncat's Field of Lavender. Not at all similar whatsoever. Different purples, different shimmers. Okay, so in the middle we have Phantom Call. To the right we have Mooncat's Field of Lavender. And then to the left, we have Mooncat's Take Me to Your Leader. And throughout all of this is much more red. This leans orange and has a paler purple. This is more of a darker plum eggplant looking purple. In here, it looks yellow shimmers, but it does shift to orangey as well. So yeah, not exacts. Okay, lastly, we have Cloud 9, and immediately I thought of Mooncat's A Midsummer Stream. It's the same concept, a pink and blue shimmers. However, the pink is slightly different. HOLO TACO's is more of a baby pink. Mooncat's is very pale. The shimmer colors are different as well. This is more of a true blue. This is what HOLO TACO describes as cyan. And then I thought of another pink with blue shimmer concept would be HOLO TACO's Pop Rocker, and this is more of a hot pink with a blue shimmer, and the blue shimmer being more of a true blue, so not exacts. And then I thought of trying to make my own mix with already existing HOLO TACO polishes, and here I have Sweet Tooth and Freezer Burn again. These are not going to be the exact same, different color pink, different type of shimmer, right? So in the middle we have HOLO TACO's Cloud 9. To the right is Mooncat's Midsummer Stream. To the left is HOLO TACO's Pop Rocker. And on the top is my mixture of HOLO TACO's Sweet Tooth and their Freezer Burn Topper. So none of these are at all similar in any way. Mooncat's is a very, very pale pink. It needs to build up to even be shown that pink. And then this is hot pink, of course. And then the creme kind of swallowed the blue shimmer topper. So you can barely see it. It doesn't even look like it was mixed in. So maybe this would benefit more with a, pink? And then Freezer Burn. And you can maybe get something similar, but Freezer Burn is more of a true blue shimmer. This is that cyan blue shimmer that HOLO TACO is talking about. Okay, that concludes our swatch and comparisons portion of the video. Now onto my final thoughts. But first I want to clear an elephant in the room. That over there is my cockroach costume from Halloween. I don't know where else to put it, so she's just chilling there, okay? Usually my room door covers it so I don't see it. But right now, because I'm recording, I have the door slightly ajar and she's visible. All right, anyway, overall, I really enjoy this collection. I very much enjoy the theme. To me, it's giving this winter sunset type of vibe with the pink and blue skies and maybe a little bit of purple as the sun continues to set. And then of course the snow and just, you know, that type of theme going on. And then I did want to talk about the lore behind one of the polishes. There's two polishes really, but I only know one of them, and that is Vitamin Glow. Now Vitamin Glow comes from people having to pick between Vitamin Glow and Spyglass back when Simply was doing prototypes, and Vitamin Glow was labeled as B12, which is a multivitamin. So I'm pretty hyped that they kept the theme or the meme of it as Vitamin Glow, which in retrospect, it makes absolutely no sense in this collection. But it's kind of like an inside joke, like if you were there or now you know, that's where it comes from. Now on to a little bit more of a deeper discussion. I want to talk about the formula. I think my tone in the general swatch video was kind of hinting at my dissatisfaction with how the formula performs. And I understand that these are jellies, jellies are meant to show or allow to show your nail line. That I have no problem with. I know I personally have a bias where I don't like seeing my nail line, but I know how I can remediate that. What gets me about these formulas is that they're jellies, but they're not smooth, applicable jellies. Yes, the first coat is always going to be like the most blotchiest, the streakiest, whatever. But usually as you build up with jellies, things smooth out, things even out, and you're left with like a nice jelly finish. The issue with this collection and this formula specifically is that no matter the second coat, third coat, and I didn't even dare to go up the fourth coat, on the third coat, I still had some blotchiness in some polishes, specifically the lighter shade ones, which like makes sense, but I don't think this is what HOLO TACO intended, so I'm bringing it out there. I know HOLO TACO is relatively new to jellies. The first jellies was the retro collection, and then this one. And I know with the Dark Academia collection, they played around with Crellies with Devil's Advocate. So I understand that jellies is still kind of new in the realm of HOLO TACO. But I wish it acted more like a good jelly in a sense. I felt like these were more on the Crelly base, as the only one that I felt like I saw my nail line the most was Swan Song, and that is the milky white polish. And that one, to me, ended up being the most blotchiest of them all, even on third coats. So much so that I created a side experiment to make sure it wasn't user error. I'm not saying I suck at painting my nails. I think I have quite the expertise in applying polishes. So I don't think it's a me problem. I really think it's a formula issue. Now, it could not be an issue. It could very well have been my own batch of polishes that I got. Some other swatcher on YouTube may think, hey, this is the most perfect jelly formula we've ever swatched. Okay, cool. My little section of polishes are not the most amazing jelly polishes I've ever swatched. And my only experience with jelly polishes really extends to Island Peace watercolor. Now, those watercolor collection is just a simple, plain color. It doesn't have added attributes like glitters and shimmers and whatnot. So maybe who am I to guess and like judge how a jelly should perform? But those are my 2 cents and how I feel about the formula. I know I can mitigate them by using a blurring base coat, and hopefully that evens things out. But then I feel like that defeats the purpose of jellies and the jelly formula and how that's supposed to allow you to see your nail line, because that's the vibe of jelly polishes, right? So, I don't know. Anyway, those are my 2 cents. Thanks so much for watching. Please leave any and all comments down below and we can chat about them later. And with that, talk to you next time. Bye.